Hey, what's up, everybody? Let me know if you can hear me out there. This is so weird not being able to hear anything. But so today I wanted to go over MALEESA Mooney. If you guys have been following this case, you know that they found the person, they have arrested the person that unalived her back in September of last year. His name is Mangus Humphrey. And so, first of all, please smack that thumbs up and please subscribe to the channel if you have not. Okay, so MALEESA Mooney, let me go to the article. So she was unalived. It was MALEESA Mooney and Nicole Coates who were unalived, like this. They were found around the same time. So MALEESA Mooney, her unaliving was ruled a homicidal violence. They have since arrested a guy months later. Okay, so one of the things that really tripped me out about this case is that they said this guy lived with her. This is what we're hearing now. The news reported that he stayed with her. And I'm like, wait a minute. So I started thinking, in the beginning, well, not quite the beginning, but once the reports came out and we found out, I actually heard one news station say this, that on September 5th, MALEESA Mooney was seen in an elevator with a man and a woman. Okay, I never forgot that because I'm like, who were those friends and have they come forth? Right? So that was September 5th. September 6th, there was, what was it? September 6th. What did I have written down? That was a Wednesday. September 6th was the last day that she was seen alive. Hey, welcome in. Shout out to LP. Thank you so much for coming in. BFF in the building. Can you hear me good? This is so weird because I can't hear anything. Lynn's Life Lessons, welcome in. Thank you so much for coming in. So we are talking about MALEESA Mooney. Okay, you hear me good. Thank you so much. This is so weird to me. Can anybody see a red subscribe button? Because I'm wondering if that red button is there. Because I know I've seen it on other people's lives. This live stream should be in the short shelf. So thank everybody for coming in. Maybe I should start from the beginning. Okay, let me read. I'm not going to start from the beginning, but I'm going to read an article for the people who don't know anything about this case. But this is a case that I have been talking about since it happened, and I'm very interested to know, we were all interested to know who did this to her. I mean, she had a lot going for herself. She was a model. She went to school to be into real estate, and she just had a lot of things going for herself. And had just moved into her high-rise apartment at the Sky Bunker, downtown LA. And you know, for the news to say that this man moved or he lived with her, no, they said stayed with her. That was the verbiage that they used. And I'm like, what? So then I also remember that they said they seen a man leaving the elevator using her elevator fob to go to her apartment carrying plastic bags. So I'm like, wait a minute. If it was a man and a woman seen with her on the 5th, they never said nothing about the man and woman leaving. On the 6th was the last day that she was seen alive in the elevator. So I'm thinking that this man and woman, when they came together, he stayed. She allowed him to stay. She allowed him to stay. And then I'm thinking, well, maybe because you know, on the 9th, she was supposed to move out of her apartment. She was supposed to move the rest of her stuff out of her apartment. Yeah, I got to go through the facts because I don't have the stuff written down. So, yeah, yes, BFF. This is what I'm saying, because at first I was like, no, the news must have got it wrong. He didn't live with her. Because when I read her autopsy and the reports and all of that, they said she moved in on August of 2023 by herself. They specifically wrote that. So he didn't live with her, but she allowed him to stay with her, and maybe he was going to help her move the rest of her stuff into her apartment. Maybe that was like a favor. She did him a favor. He was going to help her move. Maybe he needed a couple days. I don't know. The plastic bags he was moving in their apartment was probably his clothes. It's so, okay, so let me read this, okay? This article was written Thursday, February 22nd. This is out of Los Angeles. A Minnesota man charged in a gruesome torture and unaliving of a 31-year-old Los Angeles model, MALEESA Mooney, made his first court appearance Thursday and pleaded not guilty. Mangus Humphrey, 41 years old, was extradited to LA to face charges stemming from the unaliving. He pleaded not guilty of murder and torture in a downtown court, according to the LA County District Attorney's Office. Mooney was beaten, bound, and found stuffed inside of her refrigerator at her downtown LA apartment in a 200 block of South Figueroa Street. The grim discovery was made September 12th when the police arrived at the apartment following a request for a welfare check from her family. Mooney suffered blunt force trauma. Her wrists and ankles were bound behind her back with electrical cords and clothing. Also, a gag was made from clothing and stuffed inside her mouth, and other items were covering her head, and it was a pool of blood at the bottom of the refrigerator when she was found. Investigators have not disclosed the possible motive or what led them to Humphrey. The district attorney, now listen at this. The district attorney's statement said Humphrey had been staying at Mooney's apartment, but did not say what their relationship was. Miss Mooney opened her home to this individual with trust, but he repaid her with torture and unaliving. The heinous disregard for Miss Mooney's life will not go unpunished. Justice is being sought, and he will be held accountable. LA County District Attorney Greg Gascon said in a statement. Thank you, BFF. Yes, I can't pin nothing, but yes, trigger warning. This is... So I'm like, wait a minute. And then his charges, I remember them saying in his charges, extortion. So what was he trying to do? He was trying to get money out of her. Was he saying that he was gonna, I don't know. This man was in there. I believe he was in that apartment at least from the 5th on. That's why they even brought it up. But remember when we heard that, I had only heard that from one radio station. One news station. Nobody else has said it. One station said she was seen in the elevator with a man and a woman. So that woman, I'm sure they questioned her. That's probably how they got a lot of information. You know, they knew what they was doing. They've been watching this guy. This is really sad. But her family said they did not know him. Period. So where did she meet him from? This is her sister. She's the one that told us she was pregnant, but she wasn't. So I didn't know, that's kind of weird that she even said that, but she definitely was not pregnant. But who is this guy? And for them to say, they verified that she did let him stay. So it was some type of relationship. I remember Mela saying that she believed that it was okay, so he'd been involved with drugs and everything else, right? So they found that in her system. Let's say she really did use that. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he was the dealer. According to LA sources, they say that it's hard to find that, down there with her being new. She don't know nothing about down there. Basically, is what I'm saying, what I'm hearing. She just moved over there, hadn't even moved all the way in. Maybe that was the relationship. Maybe he was just gonna stay for a couple days. But why did he hate her so much? And then they said the the jail uniform he had on, light blue, represents Preto or something. And so that's something, saying that he's GAY. Shout out to Bronze. Shout out to Blue Lotus. Thank y'all for coming in. Lynn said, wow, 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 that's messed up. Can't trust anybody. Right. Was she wrapped up in some bad stuff with this dude? Maybe some dark web. I don't know. She had her breast done. She revealed a lot on IG. Maybe she is no telling, when you had that kind of stuff going on. I mean, IG models. But I think she also was a real model. Like one of them I think both of them went to modeling school and real estate school. Please smack the thumbs up for everybody coming in and out. Thank you for the 8 thumbs up. I appreciate that. Y'all knew I was going to figure something out. I'm like, I got to try this, but I don't want to be on camera. I still don't want to be on camera. So this will work. Yeah, so I'm going to read the other report, but I just wanted to see this because I'm like, wait a minute. So until I just read that the DA actually did say this, that Humphrey actually was staying with her and she allowed it out the kindness of her heart. She was supposed to move. I believe he was going to help her with that. But somehow he went bonkers and decided that he wanted to do something more. He wanted to get more money or something. I don't know. I'm sure so if she was last seen on the 6th, then that means, look, she wasn't found until the 12th, y'all. But the police came on the 10th. So I'm wondering what day did he actually leave her apartment and stand with her? They should have said a couple days if that's what it was. But for him to do that, was he a squatter? But no, see, I thought that, and then I'm like, wait a minute, but they said she let him stay. But still, was he a squatter? They'd do all kind of stuff. What? Yeah. I just can't believe that she would let a stranger off the street live with her or move in for a couple days. I just can't see that. But I could see somebody saying, that she got a slight relationship with, if he was some type of dealer. I could see him saying, can I stay here a couple days until my something, I could see that happening. Who knows? But they said she opened her home to this individual with trust, but was repaid with torture and unaliving. So right now, also he goes to court on March 7th for a preliminary hearing. He's held without bail. Humphrey, who was on probation for narcotic offenses and has a lengthy court record, was arrested at his home in Minnesota on an unrelated federal warrant. The LAPD said Wednesday when the agency announced his arrest. Mooney's family is asking for privacy and prayer. Okay, let me go to the report now. This is the medical examiner's report. It's a lot of information in this, but I'm not going to read everything. I'm going to just read the part right here. Hold on, let me see. Okay, so this information is coming from Detective Marcinek, and it says, oh, they showing this is her sister. Y'all know they said her sister is a music artist, Jordan Pauline. And yeah, but hold on, let me put it back on her. We talking about her. Okay, so the decedent lived in this residence by herself, and she moved in the beginning of August of 2023. Per surveillance video on Tuesday, September 9th, 2023, the decedent, another female, and a male were seen getting into one of the elevators. They went to the 5th floor, so it was September 5th on the 5th floor, and then they exited. Per surveillance video, the decedent was last seen alive on Wednesday, September 6th, on one of the elevators, and her vehicle also was issued a parking ticket. Per surveillance video on Thursday, September 9th, a male was seen using the decedent's key fob to use the elevator, and then carrying plastic bags to the decedent's residence. On Saturday the 9th, the decedent was supposed to go to her old residence to pick up the rest of her belongings, but she never arrived. On Sunday, the decedent's sister contacted LAPD requesting for them to go and do a welfare check. The officers arrived on the scene and knocked on the front door. There was no answer and no entry. So he was long gone by then, I'm sure. You know what I'm saying? So he probably was in there. He was in there from the 5th, probably on into probably like the 9th or 7th. That's crazy. I believe he stayed in there after he did that to her. Because when they initially said that he was seen carrying bags, I was thinking empty bags. I wasn't thinking full bags. I'm thinking, what was he doing with the bags? But then after reading the reports, she wasn't found in no bag or nothing. And yeah, unless they didn't say nothing about her being, he didn't use them bags for her. So he must have had something in the bags. I'm thinking his clothes, or maybe he took some stuff from her. I mean, I'm sure it was about money. This is so crazy. What y'all thinking? What are y'all thinking? Hey, Liz, thank you for coming in. Take Weezy in the building. Welcome in. That's crazy. Loving Me Tracy. Did I say hi to you? Welcome in, Miss Tracy, if I didn't. Yeah, this is wild. So, okay, so anyway, the police came on the 10th. They knocked on the door, no answer, so they left. And that's crazy because they already told y'all that they ain't talked to her. Nothing wasn't normal about that and all of that. But it was 2 days later, her mother called the manager of the apartment building asking them to do a welfare check. The manager then called the police, and when the police arrived, the manager was able to open a door and let the police in. Now, the crazy thing is, why didn't that happen the first time? The first time it was done a little bit backwards, but you would still think that the police would have went to the apartment management and got their way in there. That's crazy. And if they would have went in there on the 10th, they would have found her and Nicole on the same day. They was only found 2 days apart because they didn't enter her apartment. That is crazy. And so, okay, so yeah, she called. Yeah, and then, okay, when they open the door with the key and the officer enters the apartment, they look around and did not locate her. Then they observed food, that was out of place. That's usually kept in the refrigerator. It was on the counters. They looked inside the refrigerator and found her unresponsive on Tuesday, September 12th at 16:25. So 4:25 p.m. Wow. That's crazy. And they don't know exactly what day she passed either. They can't tell from what I'm hearing. But I remember them saying that they got another autopsy for her. And the other doctor said the pathologist said that she actually they believe she was alive when she was put in the refrigerator. Something just sit right with me about the sister. I know you always said that. You always said that. I know that it's like back to normal with her. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I believe that everything will come out that need to. I wonder who that lady was that was with him too. Okay, so then hold on, I'm looking because this is a 5-page report. They just describing where, how the kitchen is located and all of that. Let's see. Wait a minute. Why is this? Let me see. Let me see if this is a little bit different. Because I don't know why this is here. Nope, I don't know why they put that on there. Let's see. I can't read the too much. I already read about, how they found her. It was more to that too, though. She really was tortured. And I don't know what he was saying when, it's like he was trying to get something out of her. Have a good day, Liz. So not until he took evidence and maybe some stuff he had there. I'm thinking that, think about it though. They made it a point to say that she moved in by herself. She hadn't even been there a whole month. So how long was he staying with her? I think it happened on the 12th. I think it was on the 5th when they were seen in the elevator. Because why? Yeah, they only went to the 5th. They only went back to the 5th. Never said nothing about the friends leaving either. But the woman got questioned, everybody got questioned. But I don't know. I'm gonna pull up a video right quick. Well, I can't pull it up, but we can listen to the audio. Let me see something right quick. Plus, we testing this thing out. And I don't know what her GoFundMe ended up being, but it wasn't a lot at the time of this screenshot. But they are really scarce on the information, y'all. They ain't telling us much at all. Mangus Humphrey. Oh, they lied, but that ain't. Hold on. 2 days ago. That's old. Let's see what Undisputable said about this. I hate when it freaks.
Model whom we've been covering this murder mystery basically since day one. They have finally apprehended someone. Put up the picture full mass here. And I want to tell you why this story is important. Initially, the authorities were suggesting that somehow, regardless of the evidence that we saw right in front of us, that somehow this may not have been foul play. We call BS on day one.
Right.
Local Minnesota police announced on Wednesday that 41-year-old Mangus Humphrey was taken into custody and is now facing murder charges for the killing of 31-year-old LA-based model MALEESA Mooney. Per the New York Post, Humphrey was picked up by police at his Hopkins, Minnesota home on an unrelated warrant and was identified as the suspect responsible for Mooney's brutal slaying. Humphrey had prior convictions related to false imprisonment, gun and sexual assault charges. He was also released from
false imprisonment already on his record.
Prison earlier in the month. September 12th, 2023, LAPD conducted a wellness check at Ms. Mooney's apartment at the 200 block of South Figueroa Street. Her family was concerned because she was not responding to their text messages. She was last seen a few days before. An autopsy report later revealed that Mooney's body was severely beat, tied up, and stuffed into a refrigerator with a gag in her mouth. Mooney's death was labeled as homicidal violence. Quote, the blunt force traumatic injuries observed at autopsy are generally not considered acutely life-threatening on their own. This is what the original document said. We read it right here on Undisputable. However, based on the circumstances of how Ms. Mooney was found, these injuries suggest she was likely involved in a violent physical altercation prior to her death. Now, I want you to understand how the government, the local jurisdiction, split hairs on this and tried to dissuade individuals from the reality of what we all could see and what the family was saying. That if it had not been for the fact that she was stuffed in a refrigerator with a gag, all right, something over her mouth, they would have ruled that her injuries could not have killed her. Okay, that's what they were saying.
Yeah, I mean, that is crazy. And then what they did with Nicole's, I still feel like he connected to that somehow. Somehow. I wonder if she knew her. What?
Something else happened. It was unfortunate, but given the context, these injuries are not severe enough to kill a person. But because she was found in the refrigerator, circumstances that are available, we are going to say probably a violent homicide. Probably. There's more. They did know cocaine and alcohol found in the system. Her sister, Jordan Pauline, believed the suspect wanted to sell Mooney's iPhone and laptop. She also claimed her sibling was pregnant at the time and had always wanted to be a mom. Quote, I can't imagine what my sister went through. And it pains me to even think about it. It's honestly so stressful, Pauline said. Authorities called on the public to identify the suspects in this case. Per the department, Humphrey was arrested at his home on unrelated federal warrant as he was on probation for narcotics offenses. He is expected to be expedited to LA and reportedly as a court hearing on Thursday. The link between Humphrey and Mooney was not immediately made available to the public. We should see some elements of that being exposed very soon. But once again, we have a case where the community clearly saw that this is an actual murder, and the family definitely saw. They didn't like the initial wording of this. You know, it seemed as if it was life-threatening. except for the circumstance of her being in the refrigerator. All of this was insane. But it looks like they have apprehended someone. Obviously, we hope it's the right person. If it's not, then there's another miscarriage of justice happening. We're going to stay on top of the story. Ben, thoughts here?
I mean, it's a tragedy all around, and I think the only thing I could add is that it's just another reminder of how difficult it is to be a woman in this world, how many factors you have to take.
Man, I don't know. Now, I feel like it was more shade towards Nicole than MALEESA because, I mean, outside of like the beginning was botched. It was botched. They went to the door. Why? I just don't understand why, if somebody called for a welfare check, obviously it's something wrong. Why do you think knocking on the door is going to be good enough? That's crazy. And then, not initially taking things serious in a lot of cases. But it seemed like, she had a risky lifestyle too. It was hard for me to believe this whole the what was in her system thing. I'm like, why would she do that? She didn't went to school. She's at the height of her life. You would think, just moved into this high-rise apartment. She got her boob job and all. Probably had more surgeries planned. And her sister throw the curveball with her being pregnant. I can't get over that. That will be off too for her career or the way that it seemed that maybe she had a career. But if she had a dude, why would she let another dude stay with her? I'm sure her dude wouldn't go for that, so it just don't make sense. If she had a man, why wouldn't her man be living with her? If she was excited about having a kid, why would she be separate from the guy? Because they said she moved in by herself. Didn't sound like it was no plans and no man moving in with her. It just don't make sense to me, y'all. Make it make sense. It's so many missing pieces to the puzzle. That's why it don't make sense. Let me see this.
Mangus Humphrey was staying with Mooney last September, and according to the criminal complaint, he tortured her and then murdered her.
He was staying.
Beth McDade has been following this story for some time now and joins us in the studio with developments. Hi, MB.
Hi there, how are you guys? Yes, come to find out, this was no break-in. The LA District Attorney says that Mangus Humphrey was staying with Mooney last September, and according to the criminal complaint, he tortured her and then murdered her on September 7th.
Mr. Humphrey will enter a plea of not guilty.
41-year-old Mangus Humphrey appeared in a downtown LA courtroom, not far from where the Minnesota man is accused of brutally murdering model 31-year-old
I want to
MALEESA
hear them
Mooney
charges again.
inside her luxury apartment. A special circumstance case because, in addition to murder and torture, prosecutors are charging Humphrey with a special allegation of murder during the commission of torture. Mooney's family spoke outside of court.
She was an amazing, beautiful princess, and we miss her very much. We're full of so many different emotions.
And y'all, this is still her aunt and not her mother. Remember, her mother I ain't seen her mother. It keep being her sister and the aunt. Now they leaving court. Where's her mother at? Unless, she could have walked ahead. Maybe she just don't want to be on camera. There's other people around her, But the mother could have been there and walked ahead. She just don't want the spotlight, maybe. That's just odd.
Very grateful and thankful that he was caught. Please continue to pray for our family.
Mooney was found on September 12th, badly beaten, bound,
Oh,
gagged, and
boy.
stuffed inside a refrigerator. Her family asked the LAPD to do a welfare check when they hadn't heard from her.
Justice looks like...
Now I was trying to see.
And
Okay.
according to the complaint, Humphrey unlawfully and with the intent to cause cruel and extreme pain and suffering for the purpose of revenge, extortion, persuasion.
See, revenge, extortion, persuasion. What the heck? Hold on. That is what I wanted to hear. What was he trying to get out of her? Extortion, persuasion. That's a whole lot. Hold on.
LA District Attorney says that Mooney was letting Humphrey stay at her apartment. And according to the complaint, Humphrey unlawfully and with the intent to cause cruel and extreme pain and suffering for the purpose of revenge, extortion, persuasion, and for a sadistic purpose, inflict
What?
great bodily injury. Humphrey, who is a convicted felon with a lengthy criminal history, was arrested in his hometown of Hopkins, Minnesota.
Revenge? Why? What? Revenge, extortion. Sadistic purpose. Inflict great. Why all? How did he go from she was letting him stay with her from the kindness of her heart to him being this evil? How? Wow, that's a lot. So he probably thought she had a lot of money. But what would he be extorting her for? They said revenge extortion. Was he threatening to out her about something? Revenge extortion. Hold on.
Mooney was letting Humphrey stay at her apartment. And according to the complaint, Humphrey unlawfully and with the intent to cause cruel and extreme pain and suffering for the purpose of revenge, extortion, persuasion, and for a sadistic purpose, inflict great bodily injury. Humphrey, who is a convicted felon with a lengthy criminal history, was arrested in his hometown of Hopkins, Minnesota. Police there tell me he was picked up during a traffic stop on November 3rd and reportedly arrested for marijuana possession and an open container of alcohol. He was then reportedly transferred to Chicago to answer to a federal narcotics probation violation and apparently remained in a federal prison there until being transferred to LA on Wednesday. Now, Mooney's family says that they've never heard of Humphrey. He's being held on no bail and due back in court on March 7th.
If it wasn't for the DA saying that she let him stay there, I wouldn't have even believed that part. I promise you, I wouldn't have. But they saying it. The DA is saying it. They must have proof of that. You know, conversation, text messages. I mean, I don't know. Hell. Shout out to Ryder. Welcome in. How you doing? This is crazy, y'all. Well, that's all we know for now. But let me see. I'm gonna go. Let me see one of my. See. So it don't sound like. Do y'all think she let him stay there? Oh, I need somebody to help me move, or what? Do you think she would have a problem finding somebody? She got family and stuff. I don't know their distance though. You know what I'm saying? I don't know I don't know where her sister lived, their mom. I don't know if they lived in the same place, same area. I'm thinking not because of the welfare checks. Usually if somebody live in the same area, they would go there self and check on a family member. So I'm thinking maybe her mother didn't live there. Maybe her sister didn't either. But one of the things I seen, her sister, she had posted some videos of her. She done moved into a high-rise apartment. Like, looked like she had some surgeries done and stuff and, like, living it up. But, I don't know, man. They say they didn't know this man. And I could believe it. Like, I wouldn't want that man nowhere near me. I don't know if she really was using or if he did that. You know? Did he know Nicole? I don't think they're going to even try to bring nothing back up about Nicole. It's pretty much rude already. Let's see. I was going to go to what the apartments was saying, but it don't matter because we already know who the dude is and we not going to know. I want to know like his past record though. I want to know some details about dude. But that light blue meaning that, and you know, maybe he was jealous of her. Maybe, yeah, maybe he was. They didn't say he was stalking her or nothing though, you know? But they ain't telling us everything. They ain't telling us everything. Can't wreck my brain. I can't work with nothing. But anyway, y'all, I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. I am going to get off of here. I also just wanted to try this thing out on the short shelf. And it ain't doing nothing for me right now. Oh, Lisa J. Stocks in the building. Welcome in, Lisa. I don't think I spoke to you. Let me see. Okay, I think, yeah, I don't know. I'm going to have to listen to the replay to see if I like this. This kind of dry. I don't hear nothing in my ear. Nothing. But anyway, if you are not subscribed to me and you happen to watch this, please subscribe to the channel. Share it out. If I don't delete this. I'm going to keep trying it, though. My shorts been doing horrible. Yeah. All right, y'all. I will see y'all tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on my YouTube support channel. So y'all have a great rest of the day. I'll see y'all in these streets. Peace and love, y'all. We out.